Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MargaretGeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got an old standby. Hang on. Yeah, that is a great cup of coffee. Yeah, you've seen it before. Here it is, Dunkin' Donuts. I love this. Original blend, medium roast ground coffee. Makes up to 150 servings. Got this at Sam's Club. Yeah, like Dunkin' Donuts a lot. So I saw it in the pantry just before when I was trying to select a coffee for this morning show, and it just was saying, Mark. So I went with this one. Yeah, one of the bigger chains out there, Dunkin' Donuts, but it is really a nice cup of coffee. And of course, here is my Been There coffee mug from Starbucks. Well, courtesy of Beth Jones from Starbucks. So thanks very much. It's highlighting the state of Ohio. Boy, these are great. These make great gifts. And I will link to all the Been There coffee mugs below. They sell them on Amazon, and it's just terrific. This highlights everything in Ohio here. It's just absolutely wonderful. So that's why we're using it this morning, the other big coffee chain this morning. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. Got a great show again this week. I know I say it every week, but we really do have some really wonderful content courtesy of all the very generous viewers out there. So let's get to it like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Jacob Heron, and he writes, "Hello, Mark. This is something I've recently started, and it's really helped me in my shaving routine. I was watching an Instagram live and noticed the guy shaving was using a damp rag for wiping away the leftover soap instead of rinsing. I thought to myself it might help for head shaving instead of doing a traditional rinse. As you are well aware, rinsing leftover soap and getting the slickness off your head takes a lot of work, and honestly just makes a huge mess with the water dripping and splashing everywhere. This is where the damp rag comes into play. Since starting, it not only makes cleanup less work, but I have noticed it just makes the skin feel really nice afterwards. Hope you and many others can benefit from or give this method of cleanup a go." Thanks very much for that, Jacob. You know what? It was this specific tip that I read some time ago. It's kind of been in queue for the morning shaving tip, but it's this specific tip that I read that actually inspired me to go ahead and use a washcloth in rinsing off my head. And I've done that in some videos. I think I've posted them, but moving forward, since reading your tip, I have been doing this method, and it works wonderfully well. I do it for both warm water rinse and cold water rinse. So I'm just really getting this washcloth underneath that faucet with warm water and just wiping off all of the excess lather that's up there. And then I rinse it out very good, and then run it under some really cold water, and then use that to cool down the head and close the pores from cold water. Really works well. Can't thank you enough for sending along this tip. I've been using it, and I'll have to look at my videos to see which head shaves I've been using this method with. I think I have some others that are in the editing phase where I've used this, and really works very well. So thanks very much for the tip. A great tip for head shavers and wet shavers. If you're shaving the face, you might want to look into something like this, but if you're shaving your head, absolutely give this method a try. So thanks very much for passing that along, Jacob. Really do appreciate it. I've been using it, and it's helped. So to say thank you, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just email me a shaving tip. And if I use it in the viewer morning shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So thanks very much for a great tip, Jacob. Really do appreciate it. Okay, here's something I wanted to pass along. I was contacted recently by viewer Mark DeMatteis. I believe that's how it's pronounced. DeMatteis. DeMatteis. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Mark. Anyhow, he wrote, "Hey Mark, I'm Mark DeMatteis. I have a small YouTube channel, Mark's Razor Review, which I've still been growing, and it's honestly led to meet some great content creators and really cool small businesses. I've been a subscriber of yours for many years now and just wanted to say hi and love the work you've put into the shaving community. God bless you." Well, I wrote him back and said, "Well, what's your channel? Give me the link to your channel and I'll pass it along on the Monday morning mailbag." And he says, "Thanks a lot for responding, Mark. I appreciate you and your videos. The link to my channel is," and he gave me the link and I'll post it below. Again, you don't know how much I appreciate this. I'm 60 years old and have always loved the art aspect of shaving. It's a really unique craft with an amazing community filled with great people. I agree. I absolutely agree. The wet shaving community is one of the greatest, best communities out there. And yes, there is this really neat art craft aspect of the traditional wet shave. Absolutely. Of course, I've always said that I just love the whole process. And hey, congratulations on the start of your channel. I'll link it below. Folks, check it out if you get a chance, Mark's Razor Review. Hey, thanks very much for writing, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Well, what do you know? That time of the show. No. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Okay, got some great comments in this week's refill regarding glycerin, shaving brushes, Mitchell's wool fat, the Razorine razor, that sort of thing. Let's kick it off with something from 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes, who wrote, "Glycerin should be available at CVS or Rite Aid. I have not checked in the stores in the last several years, but online search shows this for sale from CVS, Rite Aid, and others." Yeah, I just asked anybody out there if they knew exactly where the glycerin was for sale. We're talking about glycerin fortifying, amping up your lather when you're using it, that sort of thing. You'll add it to your shave soap and it should really enhance the lather, that sort of thing. So yeah, thanks very much for pointing out CVS, Rite Aid. Big box stores, I guess, will carry glycerin. Thanks very much for that 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Ronnie Yates wrote, in regarding to the glycerin as well. "Another great Monday morning mailbag, Mark." Hey, thanks, Ronnie. "I used to use the glycerin in my Parasso cream, and it did help amp up performance. I would use 3 small drops in my bowl, and that's all I needed. I will try again soon. Too much, and it would likely get too goopy and stick to the brush. Adding glycerin to top-tier soaps, such as CK6 or Barrister and Man, is not necessary in my humble opinion." Well, I have not used the Barrister and Man shave soap, but as you know, I love CK6, and CK6 on its own is amazing, and I like to use the Cube pre-shave soap, which also has CK6, and I'm telling you, it's boom, lather every time. I absolutely love CK6. So if you've not used CK6, check it out. And Ronnie, I agree. I wouldn't have any need for glycerin as long as I'm using a CK6 soap. Again, let me say, though, that here in Chardon, Ohio, I have city water, and it's neither hard nor soft. It is seems to be just right, and I don't have any problem lathering any shave soap that I've used. So I don't have a water softener either. The city water just seems to be a good quality water here. He also goes on to say in another comment, as others have said, check out Walmart or CVS for glycerin. If I remember, it could be in the first aid area. Should be less than $5, but who knows these days? Yeah, well, thanks very much for pointing that out. See the first aid area. Also, idea for a future video. Can you compare and contrast all the Phoenix shaving brushes you have? Backbone, softness, face versus bowl lathering, etc. I was looking at a future purchase between the Atomic Rocket and the Doppler. I wish PAA would have a comparison grid. I believe there are some differences in the knots besides color. Thanks. Yeah, there are some differences in their knots. Some have a more gel-like feel to them. The Doppler does. I believe the Star Wisp does. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea for them to have some sort of grid to compare all the brushes, that sort of thing. I like all of their shaving brushes, and I think a comparison video would be, it's a very, very good idea, because I think I own every single Phoenix shaving brush. I think I have all of them. So yeah, I think that would be just line them up and talk about them. I think the uniqueness about all the Phoenix shaving brushes, though, are the handle designs, the different handles that they have. They're all based on these vintage shaving brushes from yesteryear. So that's what really makes them unique. So they're using kind of 21st century technology and manufacturing techniques to bring back a lot of these vintage designs and shaving brushes. And they're wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful. I love that approach. And the synthetic knots are great. I used to say, one more point here before we move on. I used to say that early on in my wet shaving journey, I used to say that I would use a Badger hairbrush for bowl lathering and a synthetic brush for face lathering. Now I'm just using synthetics across the board, whether it be bowl lathering or face lathering. They are, the technology on them gets better and better and better with each passing week and month. The synthetic brush you buy today is better than the synthetic brush you bought 6 months ago. It really is remarkable. So yeah, I like all their brushes, and a comparison video. Yeah, I'm going to definitely mark that down. So thanks very much for that suggestion. James Sefton wrote, I remember, this is in regards to Mayberry Man, the shave soap. We did a review. Well, actually, we talked about it in a previous Monday morning mailbag, and I am editing the review, and hopefully it'll get posted this week. This is a marvelous, marvelous scent, and comes with a poker chip, so you can scoop it out and put it in a lathering bowl and lather it up to your heart's content and build that lather, and then kind of paint it on. Yeah, it's a marvelous scent. It really is. And this is their Game Changer base from Denton Magic. Mayberry Man, really terrific. And again, I love that photo. Andy and Floyd's barbershop with everybody else. And there's also an aftershave splash. There's Andy and Floyd. It's terrific. Really great scent. But anyhow, this is a little Andy Griffith Show Mayberry memory. He writes here, I remember one time Barney Fife told Floyd that the next time he wanted a haircut that he was just going to put his head in a pencil sharpener, and Floyd said, yeah, and it would fit. That's a funny line. I wish there were more shows like that on these days. I agree, and as I said, I think I mentioned it before, if I'm channel surfing and I land on, I think it's MeTV, and the Andy Griffith Show is running, I just stop and watch it. It's just one of those, you just stop and watch it. It's just a fantastic, fantastic show. Thanks for the nice memory, James. Really appreciate it. Rodney Ripplinger checked in about the Razorine razor. This is the razor that is available at Shave Nation. We talked about it in a previous Monday morning mailbag. And he said, hi, Mark. I probably shouldn't have called the Razorine a weapon. It's not really. Whatever happened the first couple of times I used it was certainly my fault and not the razor's. I'm revisiting shaving with it later this week, and I'm sure I'll do better. I've been thinking a little bit about my technique for this particular razor, perhaps making a change or two. Well, thanks very much for that update, Rodney. Really appreciate it. He then wrote back and gave me the update of the shave. Hi, Mark. I shaved with the Razorine this morning. The key for the most part is to take your time. I shaved at what I would guess was about a 25-degree angle. That may be the way to go. More time and experience with the razor is needed to tell for sure. Shaving with the Razorine is sort of like shaving with a gem razor without the benefit of the preset built-in angle. I did get a couple of small nicks, but nothing serious. It feels like quite a close shave, but not any more so than with some of the other razors I have. Maybe I will be able to improve on the closeness as time goes on. If you don't care for blade feel and audio feedback, this razor is probably not for you. I'm not saying super smoothness is not possible, but for me, it wasn't there right out of the box. I look at the Razorine razor as a challenge, a skill set to find and master. Rod. Hey, Rodney, thanks very much. That's very, very helpful to viewers who are considering purchasing this razor. Again, I'll have the link below to Geo Fatboy's Shave Nation where this razor is being sold. It is a strikingly good-looking razor, no doubt. Al Spencer checked in and wrote, "Hi, Mark. I found that many brush handles do not fit in my brush stand, but a 24 millimeter will fit as in the attached photo." We talked about shaving brushes, whether you hang them or you stand them up with the bristles pointing upward. All my brushes are synthetic, so my cleaning routine is the same for all. I do an extensive rinse in hot water in my lather bowl, then shake and vigorously dry on a towel. Then, holding by the knot, I wipe the handle to keep it looking new. I place it in a brush holder, as shown, till my next shave, then rotate it with another brush. It might sound a little extreme, but I'm a firm believer that if you take care of your stuff, it will take care of you. Love the subjects you cover on Monday Morning Mailbag. It is one of my weekly highlights. Hey, thanks very much for that, Al. I really appreciate the kind words, and thanks for sharing your routine with cleaning a shaving brush. I should start wiping off the handle myself a little more. I really am going to start doing that. I'm more concerned with getting all the excess water and cream out of the knot. I will give it a once over on the handle. So thanks for reminding me of that, and also reminding the other viewers of it. He also mentions here, razor is my new favorite, Game Changer 68P with the UFO handle. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That Game Changer is a really, really terrific razor. Absolutely great. Gives some fantastic, fantastic shaves. So thanks for passing that along, Al. Really do appreciate it. Leslie Fitzer checked in regarding Mithcell's wool fat. We've been talking about Mithcell's wool fat and lathering it. And Leslie writes, "Hi, Mark. Regarding Mithcell's wool fat, I cannot say I have noticed dissipation with the soap." Now, some other viewers talked about makes a nice slick lather, but it will dissipate. But there is a real nice slickness that's still there. So he says, "Hi, Mark. Regarding Mithcell's wool fat, I cannot say I have noticed dissipation with the soap. Mithcell's wool fat and the original Tabak, the tallow formula, have long been two of my favorite lathering soaps. For anyone looking for a nice lathering soap on a budget, try Arco. I use it as a travel soap. I use the puck, rub it on my wet skin, and face lather. You know what? You can do that as well. I do have the puck. I've never thought to pull out the puck from the case and rub it on my face, but yes, you can do that. We have been experiencing high temperatures, very close to 40 degrees. I think it's like over 100, isn't it? I'm not sure. Alexa, what is 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
40 degrees Celsius is 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 104 degrees. Wow. Anyhow, he says 40 degrees, and I have been having cold menthol shaves, Parasso green, and it is very refreshing. Enjoyed your Monday morning mailbag. Keep well and keep safe. Well, hey, stay cool. And yeah, in that kind of weather, a cold water shave with Parasso green would absolutely hit the spot. So thanks very much for sharing that, Leslie. Really do appreciate it. This comes from Ron Kearney, I believe is how he pronounces his name. Ron, it's spelled Cairnie. Kearney, gosh, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I hope I didn't mangle it in any way. My apologies if I did. But Ron writes, regarding using Mithcell's wool fat, I live in a soft water area, Scotland. Well, hey, hi to everyone in Scotland. That's fantastic. And have no problems lathering. However, I do find that sometimes between passes, it dissipates in the bowl and become lumpy. I find that it needs quite a bit of water to prevent this, but there is a fine line between enough water and too thin lather. Otherwise, I like it. This goes back to what I've said, and I guess some other wet shavers have said as well. Once you dial in the correct water to soap ratio with Mithcell's wool fat, it gives you a very satisfying lather. However, I think that comes with experience. That's just my opinion. On my part, I think it's also the same kind. I think it's also the kind of soap that if you use it repeatedly, day after day after day after day, in your routine. I think it's going to get easier to lather with because, again, you understand the water to soap ratio. I think there's something also about that little bit of excess water on there that remains on there, and the next day you use it again. Somehow it's congealed. It's kind of contained in the puck a little bit. Just a guess on my part. But yeah, I think there are those little intricacies in getting just the right amount of soap and water. So thanks very much for that, Ron. Really do appreciate it. Brian wrote regarding brushes, most of my brushes are either too wide or too long for my sole stand, so most are left standing upright to dry. I don't buy high-end brushes, so I'm not as worried, but I'm sure they'll be fine anyway. Yeah, I think this is true if you're using some really good, well-made brushes that are at a nice price point, synthetic brushes. I think you'll be okay. Again, that goes back to what I was saying, my own observation. Boy, these synthetic brushes throw off a lot of moisture to where when you're cleaning them, if you give them a few vigorous shakes, they dry immediately almost. I mean, it's really remarkable. They're like 95% dry. So standing them up, I don't think is going to have any ill effects. Ted B checked in. Hi, Mark. Thank you for another great Monday morning mailbag. Hey, thanks, Ted. I appreciate that. I agree with the slant razor working great on tough beards. In the quest for a great shave, I just recently picked up the Mercur Slant 39C long handle, and wow, what a delight to shave with it. It's my new daily shave razor, and I'm currently trying different blades from a sample pack I picked up. Although Kai are still my favorite with any razor. I definitely recommend people with tough, wiry hair to try a slant. It cuts like a guillotine and just knocks the beard down so smoothly. Soap-wise, Sterling Shave Soap is my new favorite soap due to its incredible performance and great scents. Barbershop, he says, is one of his favorites. Yeah, Barbershop scent from Sterling is great. I agree with you. These slant razors really are terrific. It's a different kind of feel and approach to doing the traditional wet shave with a safety razor. Really remarkable. So Ted recommends to those of you who have tough, wiry beards, give a slant a try. I've talked to some other wet shavers I've met along the way who say, boy, the slant is the way to go. So, give it a try. The 39C is a very good one. The semi-slant from Parker. The X3 from Icon is what I have. Boy, that's a great slant. Very, very mild, but nicely efficient. So those are a few you could look into. Bartlett checked in regarding a review I did on YouTube. This was the classic Samurai razor, the travel razor I reviewed. And he wrote an informative review. Maybe it's just me, but my 6S fits into a small leather case, which isn't as bulky as that travel razor leather case. You know what? Let me get both of those for you. Hang on, I'll be right back. Let me get both of those for you. 1 minute. Okay. All right. Let's bring that up again. He says, maybe it's just me, but my 6S fits into a small leather case, which isn't as bulky as that travel razor leather case. I wonder how many wet shavers actually use a travel razor instead of taking one of their favorites when traveling. In my case, I have a nice large DOP kit, so I can take all my favorite toiletries, even a collapsible bowl, when I'm on the road. Now, this is the classic Samurai right here. Here's the case. It's a 4-piece razor. There are all the parts in there. This one part of the handle, I think you can see it right there on the bottom, right there. Okay, and that all comes out. So it's a rather large leather case when you compare it to the Parker A1R. Okay, yeah, kind of larger. And here is the 6S right here, and I happen to have a leather case for that. Here is a leather case right here with a nice snap. So take that razor and insert it in there like that, and there it is. So, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I think you have a point. I mean, the only difference is with this case, I can put in the razor and also some blades right here in this case. With this, I'm just putting in the razor. You know what? Your mileage may vary, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, whatever you want to do. But I do understand your point, and I can't disagree that when you're out there and you want to take a favorite razor like the 6S, and the 6S is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful razor. Yeah, just get a nice case like this, throw it in there, throw it in your DOP kit, and you're good to go. So you know what? To each his own. That's fine. I appreciate you passing that along, Bart, because that's another option too. I do like to review some of these travel razors. It's another option for folks. And I've always said that you might have a razor that is of great value that maybe you don't want to take on the road for fear of losing it, that sort of thing, or misplacing it. That's where something like this, less than $20, comes into play. This travel razor here gives a nice shave, less than $20, and you can put, you can fit blades in here as well as the razor. So, like I say, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, to each his own, whatever you want to do. Really appreciate the comment, Bart. It's another option for wet shavers, and that's what we're all about. There is so much great stuff out there. Whatever fits your beard, your skin type, your routine. Absolutely. So thanks very much for that, Bart, and thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. Another great refill segment. Really appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, it's time to check out some new wet shaving gear. Viewer Roderick McLeod shared with us an artisan soap maker named Jennifer M. Koch, or Cook, K-O-C-H, and she has a company called Farmhouse North. And Roderick very kindly purchased some soap and sent it here for me to try. And he wrote, "Hey, Mark," again, we read this last week, but we'll read it again. "Hey, Mark, there's a soap I want you to try. It's from a company called Farmhouse North. It's made by Jennifer M. Koch. She's a member in Double Edge Shave Den and the Wet Shaving Society." And he said he's going to place an order, pick a scent. And it arrived. At the time we read this the first time, it had not arrived, but it arrived shortly thereafter. Here it is right here. I want to show you how it came packaged. It came packaged in this, very nicely packaged. And I have not completely opened it up. I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like here. Let's just get that open. Okay, there it is. We're going to open it up here like this. Come on. Okay. There it is. Okay, we're going to open it up because it was very nicely packed. Now, here it is right here. And you get a nice label on top there and a nice card right there. "Hey there. Thanks, Mark. Enjoy. Jen," right there. And I'll let you get a screenshot of that. Here, I'll let you get a screenshot of that right there like that. Okay. So you can check out her social media and that sort of thing. So there it is. Really very, very nice touch. I like that. And there is the soap right there. So she also included a couple of samples. This is Palo Santo soap right there. Okay. And another sample here. This is, what is this? Grapefruit and chill. I'll bet that has menthol in it. You know what, let's just take I have not sampled the scent yet. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. I'm thinking that's what that is. I'm thinking that's what it is. It's kind of a grapefruit with menthol in there. Yeah, that's very, very nice. Like that a lot. And here is the shave soap. You can see it's nicely packaged with some decorative packing material. And there it is right there. We'll open this up. Okay, it's got a little, we're just going to tear that open like that. So some nice bubble wrap. And there's the jar right here. We went with bamboo and teak wood right there. Let you get a look at that. Tallow Kokum Shave Soap. Yeah, looking forward to trying this. Let's just kind of sample the scent. Nice. It's got a nice fresh scent. Very, very nice. And you can see there's 4, I think they said, let me take a look. Yeah. It's a 4.5 ounce of tallow and kokum butter-based dual lye soap in an 8-ounce container. So you have plenty of room there to do some lathering and brush loading right there. That's really, really nice. So I like that a lot. So bamboo and teakwood. And I've never tried a bamboo and teakwood shave soap. Never tried anything with teakwood, never tried anything with bamboo. That's why I went with it. And that's got a nice, fresh scent. I'm sure that there's going to be some earthy, organic notes to it as well. Really looking forward to trying this. So check out Farmhouse North. I like the shipping presentation. I like the personal note on the card, the information regarding their shave soap and their product line. And they have some great information regarding the benefits of tallow soap. Again, we mentioned that last week. Mention it to you again. I'll link it again so that you can read it. Some great information from Jennifer regarding the benefits of tallow soap. So yeah, there it is right there. Farmhouse North Tallow Kokum Shave Soap, Bamboo Teakwood, courtesy of Roderick McLeod and Jennifer M. Cook. Thanks very much, folks. Really appreciate it. Irina Marchu of Ginger's Garden recently contacted me, and she wrote, I have 3 new shaving soaps available for a review if you're interested. Well, absolutely, I'm interested. And she sent me samples of Isol Blue, A Night in Perth, right here, and Surf's Up. These are brand new shave soaps in her catalog. And she wrote, Isol Blue is a duplication of Fico de Amalfi. A Night in Perth is Le Labo Santal 33 type. And Surf's Up is a duplication of Surfboard Wax. Now, this one, this one is really distinct. That is marvelous. That's absolutely a marvelous scent. They're all marvelous. And we're going to go ahead and review a couple of these. And the third one, A Night in Perth, is going to be put into the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you've never tried a Ginger's Garden shave soap, well, here's A Night in Perth. Really terrific scent. And we will put this in the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So lucky winner will get to try a Ginger's Garden 2-ounce sample puck of A Night in Perth, brand new to her shave soap line. So yeah, and this is another nice scent. Oh, that is really very nice. So thank you very much to Irina for sending along the shave soaps from Ginger's Garden. We're going to review them. This one's going to be put in the prize package. So really looking forward to reviewing that and also giving away a Ginger's Garden shave soap. So thanks very much for that, Irina. Really do appreciate it. I'll have links below to her product page where you can find these shave soaps. Really terrific scents. And looking forward to reviewing them. Promises great performance. I've heard really good things about Ginger's Garden, so I'm really looking forward to reviewing them. So thank you again, Irina. Really do appreciate it. Well, here it is right here. This was a Prime Day offering, and I happened to pick one up, the Rockwell T2 Adjustable Safety Razor. Boy, this is an absolutely wonderful razor. I just did a review on it that ran this past Friday. A very well-made razor, stainless, brass, zinc alloy, absolutely terrific. It adjusts from 1 to 6, about 103 grams. The end tabs in the razor head are enclosed. Check out how this opens up and closes. When you close the doors, it takes almost another 2 full turns, but everything locks in place. So when you drop the blade in like this and you close the doors, okay, now the doors are closed and there's almost like a little stop there. And now I'm continuing to turn. Okay, now everything's locked. Everything is locked in place. That's not going anywhere. That is really a beautiful feature on it. Very reminiscent of that quarter turn to lock everything on a Gillette Flatboy or Gillette Slim. Like that a lot. Again, adjusts from 1 to 6, and the adjustment dial is smooth and continuous and fluid. And really terrific. I start at level 3. I usually finish at level 2, 1.5 for, say, a 3-pass shave. And that seems to be the sweet spot for me, between 1, 1.5, and 3. Some right in there. Level 4 might be getting up there a little bit for me because it does adjust from 1 to 6. I'm going to try it, though. I'm going to try to start at level 4, but maybe work my way up incrementally because of the smooth and fluid and continuous adjustment dial. I can start at maybe instead of 3, maybe just start at like maybe 3 1/16, something like that, 3 1/8, and then maybe work my way up gradually. So I really have enjoyed using this razor. The review I did, I used the Wisdom blade. It just paired up wonderfully well with this. It does come with Rockwell razor blades. I have not used those yet with this razor, but it's just a terrific, terrific razor. Now, I've been alerted to this from via viewer Bill Murphy. He was hoping this was going to go on sale on Prime Day, and again, it did. If you go to Rockwell page, it's listed at $180. They've got that crossed out, and they listed at $150 on Prime Day. Amazon listed at $150. That was crossed out, and they listed it at about $112 and some change. When you put it in your cart and you went to checkout, you got an additional 20% off. So it worked out to about $89 and change. So that was before tax. So it was a really good deal for this razor. So I picked one up, as did Bill Murphy, and he wrote, "Mark, I tried a Gillette Platinum blade in the T2 and got a good close shave. Unfortunately, when I used the Allen block, I got a lot of stinging. So today I tried a Derby Extra and got a great shave with no stinging. The Derby with the T2 is what works for me. I think I still prefer the 6S. It just feels more comfortable in my hand. So also sending some nice warm weather your way." Laugh out loud. Thanks, Bill Murphy. Yeah, it's summer. Summer's here. The 6S is really, really a terrific, terrific razor. The number 3 plate is my ideal shave setting on this, and number 3 seems to be very good on this as well. Couple different, they feel differently because of the different kind of razor heads that they have. And the end tabs are enclosed in this, and you can see the difference in size right there. Okay, so this is a little wider razor head, encloses the end tabs of the razor blade, but still very, very maneuverable. And I like the fact that everything locks in place. Absolutely fantastic. I've got the white chrome. It looks beautiful. It just sparkles and shines when it's sitting there on the counter there in the stand. And it really is a terrific, terrific razor. I've been shaving with it, and yeah, I've been trying some different blades. And the Wisdom just paired up with it really, really very, very well. So I'll try some other blades. I'm also going to try the Rockwell blades with it too. But hopefully it'll go on sale again. A really, really nice razor to have in your collection. It harkens back to those vintage razors, the Flatboy, the Slim, that sort of thing. It has that kind of vibe to me. So yeah, the Rockwell T2. I tweeted out the deal on Prime Day. I think I tweeted it out on both days because it ran Tuesday and Wednesday. So I hope you were able to get one. And if you didn't, I hope it goes on sale again down the road sometime, because it really is a nice razor. It's great to have in your collection. And, as Bill said, he's getting a great shave with a Derby blade. And I got a great shave with the Wisdom blade. Your mileage may vary depending on what blade you're going to put in here, but it really is a very, very well-made razor. Very solid, very comfortable in the hand, nice weight, great chroming, comes in 3 different finishes: matte, white chrome, and gunmetal. And I love the fact, again, got to mention it again, that these doors lock in place. I absolutely love that. That is just such a great throwback feature. So yeah, that alone is worth the price of admission. So the Rockwell T2, my thanks to Bill Murphy for pointing it out. Really do appreciate it, Bill. The Rockwell T2, check it out. Viewer Beth Jones checked in and gave us a heads up regarding Supply shaving creams. Now they changed their packaging. Here's what Beth wrote. "Thought I would pass this along to you. This is the response I received today from Supply regarding the different packaging for their shave creams." And here's what they wrote. Quote, "The reason we changed the packaging was to make it travel friendly for TSA and also decrease the products lost due to breakage during transit. Unfortunately, we get a ton of feedback from customers, especially in extreme temperatures, of the glass jar or bottles breaking in transit and spoiling their whole order. As for the change from 4 ounces to 3.4 ounces, this was the capacity available on our new packaging and for TSA, Plus, we tweaked the formula to be even easier to lather than our previous ones, causing you to use less. I think you'll notice the difference and would love your feedback. Also, our scents have changed in names only. The smell and award-winning formulas are still very much the same. Well, thanks very much for pointing that out, Beth. This is their Crisp Shaves Cream that came in a glass jar right here. And yeah, that's a really, really wonderful scent. And I love face lathering with this. I really do. I just like taking the dollop of that and putting it in a shaving brush and doing it that way. But the new packaging is TSA friendly. It sounds like it's also more impact resistant. And a little bit goes a long, long way. So looking forward to trying their new packaging down the road. But until then, this is still very, very, very good. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to this glass jar. I'm not going to toss this just for nostalgic reasons and also for functionality. I think it still looks great in the shave den. So if you happen to have the Supply shave cream in the glass jar, hang on to it. I really do like it. But again, TSA friendly, you can travel with it. That's absolutely awesome. So thanks very much for passing that along, Beth. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Vincent C. checks in with some great wet shaving gear from Etsy.com. Now, Etsy.com is becoming a great source for wet shaving gear. Some really, really unique stuff up there. And he writes, "Hi, Mark. I hope Monday morning finds you with a great cup of joe after a blessed weekend. I'd like to take this opportunity to show you and my fellow wet shavers a few of the incredible shave products I've found on Etsy.com and how you can get your hands on them. They have not arrived in the mail yet, but I wanted to share them before you and the audience lose the opportunity to purchase them. Below is a photo of a 1960s Soviet Bakelite, orange case, a German Bakelite, slant, purple, and a 1980s Soviet military-issued safety razor, clear head and comb, all of which are NOS or New Old Stock. All of them were purchased below $40 and look to be in great condition from the following stores: Russianrazors, OSSbrocante, and SlacerShopUK. I'm so excited to own such unique razors and will send an update after a shave with them all. I'd also like to use this email to spotlight the incredible shave brushes handmade here in America by small businesses and sold on Etsy.com. Below is one I really love the look of. The shop owner is turning this brush on his lathe specifically for me, as the last one was sold before I could get my hands on it. It's from Colorado Razor Designs. I encourage all of you to support the incredible workmanship of small business shave brush designers on Etsy.com if you're in the market for a handcrafted, one-of-a-kind shave gear. Thank you for all you do, Mark. Best regards, Vincent." And then he provided the links, and I will provide those below. Really, really some unique stuff. And I agree, you can get some great shave brushes up there by some great artisans. So yeah, check out Etsy if you're looking for some new shaving gear. They have some great stuff up there, one-of-a-kind stuff, some unique vintage stuff that, as he points out, is new old stock. So really do appreciate you passing that along, Vincent. Thanks very, very much. Again, folks, I'll have the links below. Okay, this email came from viewer Garch1995, and he wrote, "PAA Strangelet Platinum Double Edge Razor Blades are now listed for sale at the Razor Blades Club." That would be razorbladesclub.com. So a person can buy as few as a single sample blade if they wanted. The price of a single blade is 49 cents. 49 cents per blade. Hey, that's really, really neat. So if you want to check out, try a Strangelet Platinum blade from Phoenix Shaving, this company has them, so you can buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single blades, 49 cents per blade. So if you didn't want to buy 100 of them, you can try them out. Razorblades.com. I'll have the link below. Hey, thanks very much for that, Garch1995. This comes from viewer John Meyer, and again, we're talking about the Razorine razor. So I wanted to include this in new shave gear. I know Rodney Ripplinger has talked about it. We included it in a previous Monday morning mailbag and new shave gear. but wanted to give you John's perspective and use it in this week's Monday morning mailbag. And he wrote, hey, Mark, enjoyed your Monday morning mailbag today. It had a lot of good content. Thanks very much, John. I like how everyone is always ready to add an interesting viewpoint. Yeah, again, the viewers are great. The viewers add so much great content and great comments and just absolutely wonderful, wonderful participation from the audience. Really do appreciate it. Anyhow, he continues, I bought a Razorine Flatboy after watching GeoFatboy do a review of it on his channel. They were not very expensive, $42.99, with an all brass head and cap plate and a choice of 2 stainless steel handles. I wanted to find out how it shaved. You'll notice I switched out the handle to an all brass handle that Razor Emporium offers. It looks better in my humble opinion. I have to say that the razor is somewhat aggressive. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. I wouldn't recommend very much buffing. I shave with it about once a week. Thanks very much for that feedback on the Razorine. Really do appreciate it, the Razorine Flatboy. Really do appreciate it, John. Again, your opinion seems to concur with what Rodney is saying. It is on the aggressive side. You got to take your time. You have to watch what you're doing. But yeah, it is a beautiful razor. And the way you've matched up that handle, yeah, that looks exquisite. That looks really, really nice. He continues, I also love the PAA brushes. I too love all the brushes that they sell. I love how Doug makes them similar to the old vintage brushes that are virtually impossible to find anyway. Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. Love that aspect of it. Absolutely. I wash my brushes out after every shave and shake out the water using the same wrist flicking method. My brushes usually dry out in a couple of hours. I'll be watching next week for some more great info from fellow wet shavers, John Meyer. Yeah, thanks very much for that, John. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your brush shaving, your brush cleaning routine. That's something I do, a couple of vigorous flicks like that. It really just throw the water off of those synthetic bristles. It's pretty amazing how quickly they dry. So, I've always said you have the option either to stand them up or hang them, whichever way you want to do it. But yeah, thanks very much for the comments about the Razorine Flatboy and also the PAA brushes. They are great brushes. Nice price points. You can't go wrong with any of them, really. But I do enjoy those vintage handles. Terrific throwback to traditional wet shaving of yesteryear, and made with new manufacturing techniques and technology, bringing it up to speed for the 21st century, but still maintaining that great vintage look with the performance of a synthetic knot. Absolutely wonderful. Couldn't agree with you more, John. So thanks very much for the comments. Thanks very much for the feedback on the Razorine Flatboy. Really do appreciate it. Well, Rodney Ripplinger checked in one more time with a terrific find at TJ Maxx. So if you got a local TJ Maxx, check this one out. And he wrote, hi, Mark. I was just sitting here having my coffee and remembered I was going to send you a picture of the lathering bowl I bought at TJ Maxx. So here it is. What do you think? Is it going to be a lathering bowl or a mortar and pestle? And I asked him, what is that? Is that ceramic? Is that plastic? What is it? And he wrote back and said, no, it's ceramic. It's part of a mortar and pestle set. It was $12.99. I was afraid that so many ridges might be damaging the brushes. Perhaps okay for synthetics? It has a picture of an onion on the side. So if you're looking for a lathering bowl, check out this mortar and pestle set that could potentially double as a lathering bowl. And he points out those ridges again. It is ceramic and it's $12.99. So yeah, it looks like something you could buy and repurpose as a lathering bowl. Rodney would be really interested in how it performs. Let us know. Thanks again. Okay, let's check out some questions and comments. This question comes from viewer Conap7, and he writes, just found this video. Now, the video he commented on was the video review I did of the Phoenix Shaving Metaphor razor. Beautiful razor, CNC machine, stainless steel. It has the removable tips right there. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So you can put a different color tip on it. Great, great razor. Anyhow, he wrote, just found this video. Nice shave. Just wondering, how does the Metaphor compare to the Overlander in terms of efficiency and in terms of comfort? Also, which of the two is best suited for autopilot mode? Now, this is the Karve Overlander that we received courtesy of Fernie Beck. Thank you again, Fernie. This is an absolutely wonderful razor. Both of these razors are CNC machined. Both are just so precisely manufactured. Absolutely wonderful. For me, it comes down to the material that they're made from. This is made from brass. This is made from stainless steel. They have a different feel on the skin. The stainless steel that is CNC machined has a different feel than the brass that is CNC machined. They're both give you just a mild, efficient, wonderfully efficient shave, really. And of course, the razor heads are so strikingly different that it's going to give you a different feel as well. But for me, it comes down to the material that is being used and the feel of the material on your face. Brass feels a little different than stainless is what I'm saying here. And this brings me to what viewer Mark Bagwell wrote. He recently commented, I used my Rockwell 6C today. I forgot how much better the 6C glides than the 6S. Now the 6S is a stainless razor. And this is manufactured using a different process. I think it's a molded stainless kind of manufacturing, like a compressed mold kind of a process that is being used here. I can't exactly remember, but it's not CNC machined. It might be machined to kind of refine things, but it is a different kind of manufacturing process. And the stainless has a different kind of feel than the chrome. The stainless of this one has a different feel than the stainless that is CNC machined as well. But for me, it comes down to the actual material being used and how that feels against the skin. The brass feels different than the stainless. The razor heads have a different approach. Both of them are great. Both of them give you autopilot mode. To be perfectly honest with you, they really, really do. This is about 110 grams. This is about 112 grams. So they're very, very close in weight. But I got to tell you that the brass has a little more heft and a little more density to it than the stainless steel. And I think that's just because it's brass. At least that's what it is to me. And I have to tell you that this Karve Overlander is just so precisely manufactured. It is really, really amazing. The base plate and the cap fit like hand in glove. It is a slot groove configuration and does not go through to the base plate. And everything aligns perfectly, and that blade is in there very, very securely. The Metaphor also has a slot groove configuration, but it goes through to the base plate, okay, like that. Again, very, very precisely manufactured and machined, hand and glove kind of fit. They're both great. Again, it comes down to whether you prefer shaving with a brass razor or a stainless steel razor. CNC stainless or something that is, again, I think this is molded stainless steel. Injection stainless steel molding, I think is what it is. I think it's injection molded is what this is, I think. And then I think they do a light machining cleanup on it, I think. I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to check with the folks at Rockwell, but it's another great stainless razor, but the manufacturer of this stainless razor has a different feel on the skin than the CNC stainless razor, in my opinion. And of course, as Mark Bagwell pointed out, this has a different feel than a chrome-plated 6C. So that's kind of long and short of it. Both are great razors. Both give you autopilot mode. They have a different feel because of the configuration of the razor head and also the material at play here, brass versus stainless. It's just, your mileage may vary, to each his own, personal preference kind of thing, which one you prefer. I like them both. I really do. They both give me great, great shaves. It's just that it just has a different feel. Just a different feel because of the material and the configuration of the razor head. And yeah, but they're both great. They're both mild yet efficient. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful shaves from each of these razors. So it just depends on what you want, brass or stainless. That's kind of long and short of it. What do you say? Do you agree with that? Do you have does a brass razor feel different on your skin than a stainless steel razor, than say a CNC stainless razor or a injection molded stainless steel razor? Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with that. Brass versus stainless CNC, or stainless, which I think is injection molded stainless. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks very much for the question, Conap7. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Roderick McLeod gave us his thoughts on some Dollar Tree shaving gear. And he wrote, I went to Dollar Tree. I bought the Assured for Men 3-piece safety razor, the Power Stick shave gel, and both the blue and green aftershave. First, the razor. It's a bargain, but you get what you pay for here. More blade tabs sticking out of one end than the other. More blade edge revealed on one side than the other. Not ideal, but manageable. The quality control is pretty abysmal. See below about trying to remove the blade. The gel. I use Nivea shave stick, no brush, just rubbed in with wet fingers on the left side of my face, and this gel on the right side for the first with the grain pass. It's actually very slick. No real difference in performance that I could discern. The blades. Pretty darn rough, but manageable. On the second pass across the grain, the blade really started to feel bad, so I took it out of the razor. Not easy, by the way, because the top cap didn't want to let it go, and replaced it with a Tatra Platinum with 4 shaves to finish the pass. I stopped there because I already had a weeper and didn't want to risk bad blade chatter against the grain. Rinsed off and used alum, which didn't sting nearly as bad as I thought it would. Applied the aftershave / window cleaner. The dye is super vivid. I can't imagine it does anything good for your skin. Sting wasn't horrible. Scent was slightly better than Windex. Conclusions. If you're away from home and you have to make yourself presentable for less than $5, this is a valid option. Be careful and take your time. Don't chase BBS. If you have sensitive skin and or coarse, heavy facial hair, you might want to choose a disposable razor instead. Of the 3 items, I would actually use the gel again if I'm in a hurry, don't feel like making lather, or for travel. Someday I'll try again with a new blade I actually like and a good soap. Well, thanks very much for that, Roderick. Really do appreciate the feedback on it. And as you know, we're going to be giving away the Assured 3-piece safety razor in the 8,000 prize giveaway package, along with their Twist to Open. I reviewed this one. I thought it was very, very mild. Other viewers said it was very, very aggressive. I guess it's the quality control. I also reviewed this one, and I had to abandon the shave. Boy, this was really rough with the supplied blade. The supplied blade was just, wow. I mean, I'm going to have to try it again, but I'm really, really hesitant. I agree. You get what you pay for. However, I do agree. I think the shave gel is pretty darn good, as well as the aftershave. I think the aftershave is also very, very good. So thanks for those comments on that, Roderick. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, if you're on the road, a couple of options there for less than $5. You can get some stuff and get a shave. And who knows? It's going to be the luck of the draw regarding the aggression of these razors. I think this one more than likely will be the better bet for getting a mild shave, get a nice efficient shave. This one, from what I've heard from viewers like Tim Whitcup and others, it's on the aggressive side. So I think it's going to be more consistently aggressive regardless of where you buy it. I think the quality control on this tends to be for a more aggressive razor. That's my guess. But anyhow, Roderick, thanks for all the feedback on that. Really do appreciate it. Very helpful to viewers out there, especially if they're traveling. Viewer Pabby CZU asked the following question. I'm curious, what is the oldest razor that you own? By oldest, I mean the razor's production year. Your channel is an inspiration to all wet shavers. Well, thanks very much for the kind words. I really do appreciate it. And thanks very much for this question. I love this question because it enables me to share some of the vintage razors I have in my collection. So let's start out by showing you some of the younger vintage razors I have and count backwards to the oldest vintage razor I have in my collection. And this is just a sample of what I have here. Let's kick it off with this razor right here from 1964. This is a J3 Slim Adjustable. This was featured in the 1964 movie Goldfinger, James Bond Goldfinger movie, which is why I was so delighted to find out it was a J3, and I did a shave on a channel called Bond and Barista. Yeah, these are wonderful, wonderful adjustable razors. This one looks absolutely beautiful because it was replated by Chris Evett at razorplate.com. He did an absolutely fantastic job on it. Adjustable, twist to open, absolutely marvelous, marvelous razor. These are great. J3 from 1964, the same year that the movie Goldfinger came out. And I believe J3 puts it in the same quarter that the movie debuted. So yeah, really, really excited to have this razor in my collection. Counting back a little further, from 1959 is this E1 Gillette Flatboy adjustable razor. This came courtesy of Jim from Northfield. And boy, this is in great shape. This has not been replated or reworked in any way. I really love it. And it's got that lazy door right there. I like that because when this is sitting by itself, I sometimes can't tell whether it's a fat boy or a slim when it's sitting by itself. So just by taking it and opening up the doors, I know, aha, it's the fat boy because of this lazy door. I don't think I'm ever going to change that or get that tuned because I just like that. I think it's a very, very charming quality for this particular razor. Again, that's an E1 that goes back to 1959. Next is a Gillette Super Speed from 1957. This is a C1. This belonged to my late father. I found this in his shaving gear. And it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful condition. These razors are wonderful. If you can get one of these at an estate sale or a garage sale or on Etsy or eBay at a good price, snap them up. They're absolutely great. Again, so very, very thankful that I have my late father's Gillette Super Speed from 1957, a C1. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful shape. This next one is a Schick injector razor. This is a Type I from the 1950s. At least this is what the seller was telling me. I bought this on eBay. I think I got this for about $25. It's in very good shape. I think there's a slight crack in the handle, if you can see that right there. Slight crack in the handle, but it still will deliver a nice shave. It's an injector razor, different kind of approach than a double-edged razor, but this is from the 1950s, a Schick Type I razor. Going back a little further, this is another Schick. This is a Type G. This dates from either the seller told me 1946 to 1953. Now, Sheldon Quinn saw a photo of this and said, Mark, I think it's like a 1946 or 1948 model Schick. So it's really neat to have one of these razors from the 1940s. Now, I tend to think it's a 1940s razor because I saw this razor featured in a Cary Grant film called Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. And when I saw the scene where he's shaving with it, I decided to seek one out, and I found one. Got it on eBay for, I think, $30. So it's in very, very good shape. Really is in terrific, terrific shape for being something from the 1940s. And I tend to think this is 1946, 1948. I trust Sheldon Quinn's judgment of that, and I think that's probably where the date lies, right about there. So that's the Schick G type from about 1946, 1948. Now going back a little further, pre-World War II is my Gillette Tech Fat Handle razor. This goes back to about 1938 or thereabouts from what other wet shavers are telling me. And it does have the fat handle, which is just a delight to use. Really increases the grip and really a different feel and approach for the shave. But it also has the triangular slots here. As you can see, those are triangular rather than rectangular, which tells you that it's a pre-World War II razor. So my thought is I believe the seller who sold this to me told me it was quite possibly around 1938 for this particular razor. So really neat to have that in the collection, and it still gives great, great shaves. Now to the oldest razor I have in my collection. I've shown this one before, and I found this in my late father's shaving gear. My guess is it belonged to his father, my grandfather. This is probably 100 years old. This goes back to about 1918 to 1922 or thereabouts. It's a Gillette old type 3-piece razor, open comb 3-piece razor, right there. Yeah, and it is really a terrific, terrific keepsake. 100 years old, best guess on that. From what other wet shavers who are a little more knowledgeable about dating these kinds of razors, I was told probably anywhere from 1918 to 1922. Now I'm thinking it belonged to his father. Maybe it was given to him. Could also be that maybe my father bought this used as a young man from someone. I don't know. Maybe it belonged to his older brother who gave it to him. I'm not sure, but it was in my father's wet shaving gear. I like to think it belonged to his father and it was handed down to him. But yeah, this razor is 100 years old, and the nice thing about it is there is no crack in the handle. Sometimes you'll find these hairline cracks in the handle because the handle is hollow, and they'll crack over time just from torquing on, just from tightening down the handle to tighten down the razor head. The only thing that is probably the only blemish it has is that this tooth right here on the end is bent east to west inward a little bit, just a little bit. You can see that right there. And I'm told just leave it alone. Don't try to bend it back because it'll probably break and it won't affect the shave. If it was bent, upward, north to south, then you got a problem. But because it was east to west, you know what? It doesn't really affect the shave. Now, where is it? Oh yeah, here it is right here. It's so slight, sometimes it's hard to see at first glance. So there it is there. Does not affect the shave at all. But yeah, best guess, 1918 to 1922, about 100 years old. So yeah, so that's kind of a look at some of the vintage razors I have and the age of some of them. Really appreciate the question, Pobby CZU. Thanks so much for the kind words. Thanks so much for the question. Allow me to share some of the razors with the viewers. So thanks again. Really appreciate it. Okay, that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so to give me a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog. For my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great, great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. For all things Barbas, check out Big Dude Barbas. Check out Denton Magic. Check out the Sudsy Soapery. Check out Heritage Hill. They all have great shaving soaps. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/marks80, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.